Storm in the sea. For 7 days, a terrible storm raged at sea. The ship carrying the Robinson family tossed like a top. Huge waves battered its sides. Leaks sprang up everywhere. The masts were split by lightning, and the sails were ripped by the howling wind. The ship was in immediate danger of sinking. "Be brave, children," said Mr. Robinson to his 4 sons. Fritz, the eldest, at 15, nodded. The other 3 boys, 13-year-old Ernest, 10-year-old Jack, and 7-year-old Franz, tried to stay calm, but their fear grew as the wind and rain outside increased. Even Mrs. Robinson cast a frightened look at her husband. Then, amid the roar of the waves crashing against the ship, the Robinsons heard 2 shrill cries. "Land, land," came the first cry, followed a minute later by "Lower away, men." Mr. Robinson and Fritz dashed up on deck. From there, they saw the last lifeboat pulling away. The captain and crew were abandoning the ship. Mr. Robinson shouted after them and waved his arms to signal them to return for his family. But it was no use. The lifeboat slipped away into the foaming sea, leaving the Robinsons behind. They were the only humans left on board the ship. A sudden jolt knocked Mr. Robinson and Fritz to the deck. The ship had rammed between 2 large rocks jutting out of the sea. From the deck, they could see the faint outline of a rocky coast about 3 miles away. It was land, all right, but how would they reach it without a lifeboat? Mr. Robinson and Fritz rejoined the rest of the family below deck. With as much courage as he could muster, Mr. Robinson said, "We're the only ones left. The captain and crew have taken the last boat. Our only chance is to wait out the storm here." He paused, looking at the troubled faces of his family. "Let's try to get some rest now. We'll need our strength in the morning." However, try as they might, none of the Robinsons slept that night. The next morning, the storm began to die down. Soon, only a stiff breeze and a light mist remained. The waves were calm, and in the distance, the rocky shore of an island could be seen. "Now," said Mr. Robinson thoughtfully, "how do we get ashore? Swimming is out of the question. Any ideas?" Each boy looked at the others, then Fritz spoke up. "How about a raft, father?" "I don't think we could make a raft strong enough to carry all of us safely," replied Mr. Robinson. "No, we need something else." "Father," said Jack, "can't we all get into a big tub and just float there? Remember how I used the old wooden bathtub to sail around the pond back home?" Mr. Robinson snapped his fingers. "Yes, Jack, I think you're onto something. Those 4 big casks down below, let's bring them up on deck." "I have an idea." Together, they brought the heavy casks up from the ship's hold. Mr. Robinson sawed each one in half and placed the 8 halves in a row near the water's edge. He nailed a long plank across the bottoms, fixed 2 planks along the sides, and tied a rope to one end. The other end of the rope was secured to the ship's railing. They pushed the casks into the water. Though tilted, they floated. Mr. Robinson tied empty, sealed jugs to the sides to balance them. "All right," he said, smiling for the first time in 8 days. "Let's gather some supplies, and then we'll be off." They collected canvas for a tent, carpenter's tools, rifles, pistols, knives, fishing rods, an iron pot, seeds, and 2 cases of dried soup and biscuits. These were placed in 2 casks, meant for supplies. Just as they were about to climb in and push off, a loud noise came from below deck. "The hens and roosters!" cried young Franz. "Please, let's take them with us." "Stay here," said Mr. Robinson. "I'll get them." He returned with a canvas bag and gently placed the birds into one of the supply casks, covering it with wire mesh. At last, the Robinsons set off towards shore. Suddenly, 2 loud splashes made them turn around. Their dogs, Juno and Turk, had leapt into the water and were swimming after them. Once ashore, the family unloaded the supplies, freed the birds, and let the dogs run loose. The 4 brothers then went to collect firewood.